The 3D printer is 3D printed out of metal. We're at the Duet 3D booth with Rick from Generative Machine that has quite possibly the coolest thing I have seen for the entirety of the Rocky Mountain RepRap Fest 2025. It is a fully generative designed, fully metal 3D printed, 5-axis printer. Why the heck did you do this?
It started, the idea really in the beginning was to come up with something that could design itself. It was a concept of self-designing machines. And then we went about doing that. But I thought with a 3-axis printer, it would be a bit too basic. And it
too easy. Just it's too easy. You can do that in your sleep.
It wouldn't stand out too much, like that much. So yeah, then that's where it really became a 5-axis printer to show off the shapes all moving at the same time and the motion.
And it's metal 3D printed.
Yeah, it's gone through a few iterations of metal printing.
What metal is it?
Oh, this is aluminium.
Okay.
And it's SLM, selective
laser melting, yeah. That is super cool, and it's all running off a Duet, right?
Yeah, we use Duets, one HCL boards as well. There's closed loop running on the 2 rotary axes.
Nice, so you have full knowledge control of where things are, right?
Yeah, we could do a lot with it. We can read the data on the encoders and then map that to the CAD model or to the model you're printing and figure out how off what you're printing is from the model. Or we can detect collisions, detect if like it's hit something, hit the
You're able to detect anything, like you can hit it. You guys have a really cool demonstration that is also generative metal 3D printed, because why not?
It was an early iteration, so we thought we'd just put it on.
Oh, that's super cool. So you took an older iteration, turned it into a demonstrative piece so people can learn about that fully closed loop system. Are you using Hall effects on the steppers?
No, we're using quadrature encoders.
Oh.
On the back, there's a small, because they're low profile.
Yeah.
We use those, build them into the design.
Rick, I'm serious when I said this is legitimately the coolest thing that I've seen. I mean, I'm a sucker for metal 3D printing. For those that don't know, I love the way it looks. SLM just ends up looking so good. It is one of those things where you're taking technology and applying it so you have a mostly 3D printed 3D printer.
Yeah,
you just chose to 3D print it out of metal.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that
no, I mean,
way,
literally, it's pretty much everything on this is 3D printed. Well, I'm so glad you brought this out.
This is the first step. The real stuff that we're doing is then on the software side. The slicing we're working with AI build. They usually work with robots, but we're trying to put it into more of a desktop market.
Okay.
But then we're doing stuff with cameras. So we can put the cameras on it and get, for example, a point cloud by scanning.
No, so you're able to determine accuracy during the print?
Yeah, after the print, we could then scan it.
Okay, after's good too.
Or then just scan something and then reprint it. Or something else is we scan it and then we print onto what we've scanned.
Right, because you can do full 5-axis, so you can get that surface and then print onto. Yeah. Dude, that opens up a lot of doors there, doesn't it? So is software really the biggest hurdle for this, or do you think it's more of the hardware side of things?
I think it's a combination, tuning it so they work together really, really well.
Yeah.
Because you can have one or the other, but without them working well together.
We've talked about it many times on the channel. A good piece of hardware with bad software is a bad piece of hardware. A good piece of hardware with good software is a great piece of hardware. Software makes all the difference. So if people wanted to follow along with what you guys are doing, or at least, check out updates as you have them, where could they go?
Well, we don't have a website because we thought we'd build the machine first, but we're on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Which isn't everyone's platform of choice, but...
That's okay, but you can follow them on LinkedIn. Generative Machine will link to them in that description, and I want to follow this. I would love to build one, but I struggle with a 3-axis Voron.
Well, we'll send you one if you want.
That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. But Florida Man would love to do it, because dude, I love this kind of stuff, and you would get at least a good hour of me drooling over the actual metal 3D printing. What I'd like to do, and if you guys want to see this as well, is get Rick and the entire team from Generative Machine on the podcast with Jacob from Construct 3D, where we can talk ad nauseum about food. Because as you know, it is a food podcast that randomly also talks about 3D printing. A fan definitely brought us brisket today that came up from the actual podcast. So that is officially a food podcast. But if you guys want to see that, let us know in those comments, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. You built it in silence. You didn't tell anybody. And you're like, oh yeah, hey, we have a cool 5-axis machine. Oh yeah, hey, we're using AI in the programming and all the work. And oh yeah, the 3D printer is 3D printed out of metal. Is there one thing that you're particularly stuck on that maybe we could ask the community to try to help out?
Well, we'd have to think about it. I think because we do really want to get a community around this to develop further. Maybe around the hardware, around the software.
Rick, this is super cool. Like, sincerely, this is...
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for coming all the way over here. This thing is beautiful. If for some reason it happens to not make it back through security, give me a call.
That's actually a funny story, because on the way here,
oh no,
I had that in my carry-on, and
I bet they were not fond of that, were they?
No, I had to explain that it was a metal 3D printed part, and it was coming to a 3D printer show.
How'd that go?
It had to be swabs.
And the trick is, can I do it? Can I pick it up?
Oh yeah, you can if you want.
This is why metal 3D printing is cool. You can just lift it up. It's no big deal. Guys, check out Generative Machine. Links in that description. My mind is blown. I have never seen something this cool, and it's right next to Brendan Builds printers, which are normally the thing that blows my mind. This is like Brendan Builds Florida Man edition, right? Just absolutely went nuts on it. I love it. You guys are really doing generative design right. This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. Take a look at this. You guys are gonna see a lot more about this machine, don't worry. This is gonna be on the channel soon. If you wanna see more 5-axis 3D printing, let us know in those comments. I love this kind of stuff. It is pushing the boundaries of what we know in this industry, and companies like Generative Machine are the ones at the forefront of it, and they want your help. So get in those comments and let them know where you can potentially assist and be a part of the community around ridiculously cool 5-axis 3D printing. That is all we have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Don't forget to leave a like and get subscribed. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one.